Just rambling, yes.
No, that's what we do on the Push with Crew. Is
perfect. I'll fit perfectly.
Yes, that's awesome. So you used to be a strongman. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But it does surprise me. So what? You used to be a strongman. Why wrestling then?
Well, so I was in the. I always competed in the open super heavyweight, but I was only like 250 pounds, and so I'm going against guys that were 350, 360, and they're like 6'5".
You were like a little.
I'm a little. Yeah, in the world of strongman, I'm a dwarf. You know, I'm very small.
How tall are you?
I'm only my standard has 5'8".
Oh.
You know, yeah, and
okay.
Yeah, work height is much taller.
You seem like.
Then I'm doing my job. That's my job, is to have that big presence.
Because you came out and I said, oh.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad. That's the effect I want to give.
You did.
So I was doing strongman, and when it came to the super heavyweight class, like I'm good enough to win a state title, but I'm not good enough to win a national title. And then I'm not good enough for a national title. I'm not going to go and win an international title.
I mean, fair enough.
So I went in the under 265 pound class, and I was actually a 2023 World Strength Games champion under 265.
Okay.
And so I won a world title. And after that, it was kind of like, well, I'm kind of done with this sport. What can I do now with my body? You know, because I felt that strongman was kind of done for me after that. I said, what can I do with my body to still have fun, have a good time? And, you know, I was a drama kid, and I didn't realize what went into pro wrestling. So I learned, and I went, oh, man, I got to try that.
And see, I was not a drama kid, but I wanted to be. Yeah. I thought I had anxiety. I didn't have anxiety. People were just mean jerkwads. But I had, they did. But I had a lot of friends in drama, so I watched them a lot. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it translated very well.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot still, and that makes sense if you were a drama kid.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, can you introduce yourself? Since we're
Bruss Hamilton, pro wrestler.
Yes. So, when did you get started pro wrestling?
I started school in January of this year.
Oh, Nikes.
I am brand new. Mm-hmm.
Hokey Pete, where did you go to school?
Black and Brave.
Black and Brave is...
It's in Iowa, and the coaches are Seth Rollins, Merrick Brave, and Matt Mayday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they did a good job.
Well, they just got the stamp of approval with the WWE ID program coming out. They're a certified WWE ID school.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting for
for the
independent wrestling community.
Yeah, no, I read about that actually. Mm-hmm. I even know about that, and I don't know very much about WWE at all. Yeah. I'm more into the indie.
Yeah, the indies are fun.
The indies are fun. I like the indies because it's like being a part of live theater. Mm-hmm. And I feel like WWE is less than that, and it's less enjoyable.
Hollywood.
It is less personable, and it's
talking to Seth Rollins after an event unless you're someone.
Yeah, good point.
And also everybody's like, ooh, that guy's in WWE, but like that literally doesn't mean anything to me. What means something is what you're doing in that ring, and like how you're interacting with the crowd, and how you make the crowd like react. Yeah, that means something to me. I want to see that crowd pop. I don't care if you make me pop. Mm-hmm. I'm very particular.
Right.
Like I have a very weird, I'm like Liam Neeson, but like with making me pop.
Gotcha.
I want to see the crowd pop, and if you can't make the crowd pop, if you can't do cool, fun things in there, I don't care who you are. Oh, you were in WWE. Okay, yay.
Right.
But I also like that they're doing that thing with the indies, mm-hmm. because I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because there's really good people in the indies that need to go to WWE.
Oh, absolutely. It's nice for them to kind of put their eyes on the indie scene now and not just recruit college athletes. I think it's good. I think it's going to turn out to be good all around for everybody.
Yeah, because just because WWE is not for me, it's for almost everybody else.
Right.
So that's good. So that means you're probably heading to WWE. You have the look and the move set.
Yeah.
No, you do. You have the look that they have.
That. Yeah, thank you.
It's the big whoop.
Right.
The Braun Strowman.
Well, he's a A little bit bigger than I am.
Is he?
Oh, much bigger than I am. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the same move, though.
Yeah.
So you said January, right?
Yeah, I started training at Black and Brave in January. It's a 3-month school. So January, February, March. And then I had my very first singles match in May. And I have been basically, once I got that match and I got to send it out to promoters and stuff, they all wanted to book me, and I started working 3-4 times a week ever since then. And I'm just now starting to slow down to basically only twice a week now.
You said only twice a week?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make pro wrestling my life. I have completely fallen in love with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. What a wonderful world.
It is. So where do you wrestle besides PWK?
I'm currently wrestling at in Illinois, CSW and AAW.
Okay.
Out of Chicago or Franklin Park or Berwyn.
I've heard of them.
I wrestle at IWR out of Monroe, Michigan, just south of Detroit.
Okay.
It's Gary and Rhino's show.
Yeah. No, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, so I work for them. GLCW out of Cedarburg or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's David Hero. And then they're connected with OVW.
Oh.
And so I started wrestling for OVW.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're dark matches. I just had an overdrive match, so I haven't made the show roster yet. But being as new as I am, the fact that I'm even down there is a big deal.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You're making tidal waves then.
Trying to. I haven't established anything yet, but the goal is to keep moving.
Then that's why you're doing 3 to 4 times a week.
Exactly.
Then.
I need to learn. I'm 35 years old. I'm not a young man in the world of pro wrestling.
No, that's
I had a conversation with Gabe Sapolsky when I first started, the scout for WWE.
Okay.
And he basically told me that at age in the WWE, because that's my goal, right? I want to be signed by the WWE.
Obviously.
And he said age isn't particularly a big deal now, but I'm just now starting out at 35, which means I have this much to learn in this amount of time.
Okay.
So a lot to learn, little time. And so I just said, okay, I'm just going to have to get 3 to 4 reps a week. And if I can't get 3 to 4 reps a week, I also train. So I try to get in there more than twice a month, but so far it's only been about twice a month with Jake Oman in Indianapolis at White River Wrestling Academy.
Okay.
I'll go back to Davenport and train with the guys at Black and Brave Wrestling Academy as well. I've spoken with Congo Khan, and they've invited me to come and train at their school a couple times. So,
awesome.
The pro wrestling world has just embraced me, and everyone's willing to help me get better. It's been a great ride so far.
And I really love that. That's another thing I really love about the indie scene. Not everywhere, but a lot of places are like that. They're very welcoming, and they're like a family.
Yes.
A little dysfunctional sometimes, but they help. And they want to see everybody succeed.
Yes, I've encountered no negative, all positive.
Yeah, and that's great. They want everybody to eat at the table, and I want to see that. I want to see I call them all my kids. I want to see all my kids get to WWE or AEW or wherever they want to go. I want to see. And you're younger than me, so you're still a kid.
Fair enough.
I want to see all my kids do good and that one too.
Big fan of Isaiah Moore.
I
told him today his match was educational. I learned a lot just watching him. So.
Yeah, but there's so many good quality people I see in these independent matches. And I'm just what in the what? Why aren't you on a TV set?
Right. Yeah. Well,
should be on a TV set.
Yeah.
Again, this is why I like that WWE is doing this thing with the indies in the schools and the.
Yeah.
So, do you have any suggestions for people who are looking to get in?
Whether it's a hobby or whether it's a career move. This was a business decision for me. So my wife and my family, we were all in on it. We decided that this was going to be a career for me.
Okay.
And so we have dedicated my household to making it a career for me. But whether you're doing that or you're just doing part-time and you're just doing it for fun, please go to a formal school. Please go get properly trained. Pro wrestling training is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, and I was in the Marine Corps. So it's a serious thing, and if you're going to treat it like a hobby, and you get in the ring with someone that's treating it like a career, but you didn't train well enough, you could get somebody hurt. You could end someone's career before it even begins.
And that's why people have issues with people who treat it like a hobby most of the time.
And I don't mind that. I really don't. I just ask everyone, please find a good, reputable school like Black and Brave.
Yeah, safety first,
and
right?
Spend the money to save your life, save someone else's life. Keep yourself injury free, because what we do, while fun and entertaining, is very dangerous.
It is.
And anything can go wrong at any time.
It's so scary.
The percentage of that likelihood goes way down when you are properly trained.
It does. It so does. And it's so scary. And you were a Marine?
I was.
Wow. That's interesting. How long can I ask?
Sure.
How long were you a Marine?
8 years.
That's a long time to be a Marine.
Yeah.
So you were a drama kid and a Marine?
So I wasn't an athlete. I graduated high school at like 150 pounds.
Okay.
A super small guy. I was in band. I played tuba. Right? Yeah, I know. I'm about 120 pounds heavier now, but this is 15 years of consistent hard work, appropriate mentorship and training for people better than me that taught me how to build this.
Okay.
And I didn't know that I had any athletic ability at all until I enlisted and I went to boot camp. And in boot camp, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest, but I was consistently one of the fastest, one of the strongest, even though I was one of the smallest. And then I went into the gym when we were in my first schoolhouse, and we all started lifting weights. And I kind of flew by almost everybody I was training with. I just out of nowhere, boom, it was like, my body was waiting for me to train.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and I went from 150 to 185 really fast. Then I went from 185 to 210 really fast. Then I went 210 to 240, and that's when it slowed down. That's when it. When you had to now I'm like 271, 272, and it's to the point where I'm only putting on like a pound to 2 pounds of quality muscle a year. Like my body is really, really slowed down, and it has taken me a long time to get from 240 to 270. But those first pounds, those beginner gains, as they call them, they came on really, really fast for me.
So those were probably like what your body.
It was waiting. It's like it was just waiting.
Right?
Yep. It was crazy.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. What a switch.
Yeah. I was always obsessed with strength as a kid, but I never had the maturity or the confidence to pursue it because I never had good guidance or mentorship when I was younger in that world.
And you did in the Marines?
Right, in the Marines, it felt safer because everyone was doing it, and it was like, well, I'll just join in, and I'll see if this is. I always read the muscle and fitness magazines. I always watched bodybuilding. I always looked from afar, and this was my chance to like jump in and see if like, what am I in this world? And it turned out I may not be the prettiest, but I'm pretty daggone strong.
You learned about it, so you knew what to do. You just never did it.
Never did it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's pretty dope, actually. Yeah. So you just your body was ready and your mind was ready.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. That's so interesting. What other interesting things? What other interesting jobs have you had then?
I've been a.
I mean, Marines. That counts. You got paid. That's a job.
Yeah. So before the Marine Corps, it was always restaurants, right? Like I was cooking or waiting tables.
I knew you were a cook. I knew you were going to say that.
My first job was at a Waffle House. So.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and Waffle House is near and dear to my heart.
I love Waffle House.
I absolutely love Waffle House, and will even if I just ate. If I happen to pass one by, and I know, I was like, and I know that I'm not going to see it again. It's like, well, I got to go. It's just for me. I had a lot of good memories at that first job. A lot of just good times at the Waffle House as an employee. A lot of fun times, and so it's Waffle House is a good place for me. But after that, after the Marine Corps, I kind of bounced around jobs quite a bit. I came out and was a maintenance and machinist. Then. Night shift maintenance worker at a sawmill, and then I was a lumberjack for them for a short period of time.
Were you really?
And then and
I'm
then
screaming.
then I tried to buy like the local grocery store, and that didn't work out. So I took a little bit of a break, and then I became a livestock manager for a regenerative agriculture farm called Seven Sons, based out of Roanoke, Indiana. Wonderful community. Seven Sons, because there's actually 7 sons.
No kidding.
And they run this company, and they do it legit, and it's a wonderful family. I learned so much from them, to the point that I was able to raise my own cattle on my homestead.
Oh, that's nifty.
So I have some cattle. I had a small beef business, all the while doing strongman during all of this.
That's so cool.
And then now I kind of settled in the medical field, and I'm really enjoying my job as a CNA and QMA.
See, you're a nice guy.
I like to take care of people. It's kind of.
I also like to, that's what I like. I did a lot of group home stuff. Now I'm just an office assistant in an ABA place, and it's the literal best place I've ever worked in.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, little kids everywhere. So yeah, but it's nice. But I also like to take care of people, so I get it. But no, that's nice. I'm glad. I like the whole mustache, the whole persona, the character thing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's mint. It's wonderful.
Look like a gentleman, fight like a barbarian.
Yes, and you threw them. You threw the other people, and it was enjoyable.
You like watching me throw people?
I loved it.
Good.
Yes, and you hit them really hard, and I also loved that.
Yeah.
Yes, you did fight like a barbarian.
Yeah.
There was some psychotic children in the. Break his glasses.
Oh yeah.
In the what?
Yeah, I can't break a man's glasses.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Not very gentleman of me.
No,
to
it
do
was
that.
no.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I must talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. They liked it. They liked me though. Those kids.
Yes,
They just wanted to watch me beat people up. Yeah.
They did. That's because you're a big,
Yeah.
burly.
Like people like to see the big guy do
Like,
big things.
Yes, and I also like to see the big guy do big things because it's fun to watch. I mean, okay, so I'm just gonna say it because I do like watching people get thrown.
Right. That's why you watch wrestling, right? So, yeah.
Yes, it is. I like watching people get thrown.
Mhm.
Like, when can you watch people get thrown other than in wrestling?
Right.
So,
And know that it's safe.
I mean, sometimes I
Yeah.
worry, but most tonight it was safe.
Yeah.
So yeah. So no, you were very enjoyable,
No, thank you.
and I like the whole.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to do something to stand out, kind of look a little different than my peers.
I was shocked when you came out.
No, I appreciate that.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
the effect we want. I'm glad it's working.
His video, I don't remember what I said, but I was flabbergasted.
Yeah. Well, hey, feel free to post it and tag me in it. I'll share it too.
Oh, I will. Once
Yeah.
he post it on his YouTube, I will share it and tag you in it. Are you on socials?
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
should say your socials.
Everything's under Bruss Hamilton or Bruss Hamilton Pro. That's on X, Facebook,
Spell
and
it.
Instagram. We always spell Bruss Hamilton.
Yes, I do.
BRUSS.
Okay.
And then Hamilton is like to play Hamilton, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
To play Hamilton. All right. Like, I don't know. Some people
Sure.
like. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, I know Bruss is a very unique name, and so maybe someone doesn't know how to spell that one.
I heard your name, I thought it was Russ.
Very common.
So I wanted to make sure that people heard the B as in boy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not always easy to hear, and I don't want people looking up like Brian, like where
Wait
is
a minute,
this?
who?
Where is this guy? Yeah, I can't. And then they'll give up, and then they won't find you, and then they won't like and follow.
Yeah.
And we can't have that, right?
No, you got to give me the
Exactly.
social media followers, right? It's all for the gram.
It is.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. All right, this interview is.
It's over.
But it is all for the gram.
Yeah.
Because the more followers you get, the better it is, and then when you get to WWE, it'll look better, and then they could throw WWE onto your name, and then they'll own it forever.
There it is. Yeah, exactly.
Love you. WWE forever. I'm just sliding right to Hades.
No, you're good.
In case you were
I'm sure everyone will be fine with it. Yeah.
My goodness gracious. So I'm assuming you probably grew up watching wrestling?
I did not.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I know.
I think I might have a heart attack
I
finally.
watched a little bit of the Attitude Era, but
Really?
I didn't know what WCW was.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know what ECW
Really?
was. I didn't know the Indies existed. I didn't know anything. I knew WWF. I knew who The Rock was.
Yes.
I know who Stone Cold was. And I knew who The Undertaker and Kane were.
Yes.
And then everyone else I really didn't know who they
Oh
were.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Same.
I have had
Samesies.
I literally watch film. I started with WrestleMania 3. I just watch film now nonstop to try and catch up with everybody else.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know anything.
nothing?
Yes, I'm trying to learn because obviously you need to know the history of your craft because
I mean, if you're
you want to improve.
maybe.
Yeah, you want to improve. So I need to know the history of my craft. So I study it now.
So why in the world, if you didn't grow up watching it, why would you choose wrestling?
Did you not hear him earlier?
Yes, but like I just don't understand.
So it was a business decision. We saw an opportunity, and I started out with an ego, right? I started out thinking, well, if those guys can do it, I can do it too. I'm a world champion athlete.
Okay, there we go.
And then I did it, and I went, oh my God, this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
There
I
you
had
go.
nothing
That
but
ties all those
respect, and
things
I love
together.
this
Okay.
sport. Yeah, it's
Okay.
and I took my kids to a WWE house show in Fort Wayne because the tickets were like $10.
Oh, dang.
They were so cheap.
Goodness.
And my wife and I and the kids, we all went and watched it. And she was watching all the wrestlers, and she just looked at me and said, how much are they making? And I was like, oh, I mean, it's millions, right? And she's like, yeah, I think so. She's like, why aren't you doing this? And so that kind of planted the seed.
All right,
and then
fair.
I had a buddy I worked with that kind of said, like, you should start watching wrestling again. And since, I told him about the stuff that I did watch. And I was like, well, it's like, all right, I'll start checking it out. So I started watching it. And so between like him and my wife was really the major inspiration to make it happen. But, it organically grew for me to give this a shot.
I love that. I really do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, it's been a blast. Good
All right.
conversation.
Yes. All right. I am going to let you go because I have like a 2.5 hour drive and I'm very tired.
Yeah, and it is late. This was a long one today.
It was.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
absolutely. No problem.
It was very nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And I can't wait to see you on WWE.
I hope I get there.
You will.
Yeah.